Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Cork Model Farms here. So today is my final episode 4 of my Wexford trip. This has been it's been overdue for a very long time. This is nearly 2 months ago this was recorded, but it's just time to get the last one out. So this is a video of me heading to Johnstown Castle, the castle, and the agricultural museum. So there were two things in it. They're kind of mismatched, the clips, so there'll be a bit of the castle, then a bit of the museum. But it was very interesting, and I'd definitely recommend going. So without further ado, I suppose we'll get into it. Right, so this was the first thing that we saw in the museum. A nice, nice David Brown. Now this was filmed during Halloween, so there's a few Halloween decorations around the place. Now you can pause to see what the picture or what the stuff says, because I won't be able to read it that fast, so just read it if you want to by pausing. Anyway, so there's a few Halloween decorations around the place because this was filmed during Halloween. It's nearly Christmas now when I'm currently doing this voiceover, but that doesn't really matter. This was a collection of different carts, horse-drawn carts that they had in the museum, all different types there. The back-to-back, the butcher, I can't actually see what that one was called, the rally, so these were all from different time periods, and they were all collected by a local fella who kind of restored them and kept them. And then this was a very interesting one. This one, Lincolnshire Scotch cart, which was it was one in Lincolnshire in England, and Scottish potato planters introduced it. So he was for carrying potatoes. And no, these ones didn't have names, I don't think. Some of them didn't. So you were just kind of left to guess what they were called. A light spring cart there. Can't read that one either. The donkey cart. There was a load of them there. And the milk delivery. And then there was this one as well. And then this was inside. This is the Ferguson piece, which was very interesting. So there was all the history behind it all. They had a few models there. The thing about Harry Ferguson, he was actually from Down, which was quite interesting. And then they had this huge poster with all these different ones from different time periods as the years go on. You can see there's a bit more of a change to more blue than grey as the years went on, and a bit more of a kind of interest in diggers and stuff like that. And then they also went to the North Pole, or was it? I couldn't remember. Was it the North or the South Pole that they went? But they were the first. The Ferguson tractors were the first machines ever to land there. And they had a little football team and all, and a nice identification chart. And then there were a few models there. No, that was a Ford, that one. And then there were the Fergusons. And they had little pieces on their back as well. They had little hitch boxes as well. And then this was an old kind of trailer, or not trailer, kind of a little mini film to kind of get them selling. And they were showing their abilities and everything. Chopping wood. And then this was just a few cultivators here. And a few extra kind of parts as well. A winch. And a few ploughs and stuff like that as well. And a ridger. And the little bucket as well, or transport box. And this was an early mower, which was quite interesting to see. you don't really see moors like that. Then here was a bit about caravans and the travellers as well. A little piece on that. And then this was inside the harvest piece of the museum. And then there was also, this was a bit strange, there were a few peacocks actually around, which you wouldn't expect. They were just left to roam freely, I think. And then here was the castle itself. It's a lovely castle. It's very big, it's very well restored. There was also this little kind of a garden tractor, kind of a lawn one, you going around. I think it was in New Holland. Only a small little one though. It would only be used for kind of garden stuff. It was just around collecting leaves, I think, because it was kind of autumn then, so the leaves were just starting to fall off. Yeah, so it was in New Holland. And then there was just another view of the castle. It was a very sunny day, so it was a very good day. We actually probably should have done the Mount Leinster climb on this day. It was just bad timing. And then that was just another view of it. It's very big. There's a bit of history when you go inside as well. There, it's like a tour. You get to go inside the castle, which is very interesting. So it was built, I think, I'll try and remember some of the stuff. So this was the inside of it, and this is all restored. So it was built, I can't remember when, I think it was like the 1500s by, I forgot the name of the family, but they were from Lincolnshire in England. And then eventually, over time, the Oliver Cromwell came over, and he kicked them out of the castle, and they gave the castle to one of his soldiers. And then eventually one of his soldiers married a girl from the original family, which led to that family regaining control of the castle. And eventually it went down through the ages. I think it was Fitzgerald's by the end of it. And then eventually, at one point, they got relocated to France. And the great-great-grandson of one of the people, he came over. And he took a look around his family's castle, which was quite interesting because he was French. He had lived in France all his life, I think. So it's quite interesting when you learn about these things that your family could end up being from another country and you didn't even know it. Anyway, there's kind of not much else to say about it. It's a lovely castle. That's all the history summarised in a nutshell, because I'm not going to go through all of it, obviously. But then here were just some of the rooms, and they had a lot of paintings. And then this was the final bit. This was inside the kind of the agricultural lab, which was used for scientific research on the soil and stuff. And then this was this is the last bit, this is the second bit of the museum, and then that's kind of it. This was all a section for like lawnmowers and kind of garden stuff. And then this was the longest bit. Now, there were so many machines here that I didn't have enough time to film all of them, or I kind of had to rush it a bit. But here was just a collection of carts and kind of steamrollers and everything. It was just the harvest section. An old muck spreader. An old Ferguson there as well. And loads of other machines. And then this was all kind of straw and hay stuff here, which was interesting to see. And sorry, there's a threshing machine. See them at the shows as well in the vintage sections still. And then that was the fruit sprayer as well, and another cultivator there as well. And I think there was another mower type thing, and then there was another mower as well, and just a few more bits of gear. It's nice to see that it's still around and still kept in good condition. And that was pretty much it in there. There was another small section coming up, and then that's kind of it. And there was a picture of the harvest. And this was kind of the last section. This was the sugar beet section, which was actually very interesting to see sugar in Ireland, because this is generally the main location for sugar beet in Ireland. Counties like Wexford, Kildare, Carlow, Kilkenny, bits of kind of North Cork, East Galway as well. They were showing off the different plants. There was one in Carlow, there was one in Athenry, I think, or Tuam, and there was one in Mallow as well, and then there was the train station with sugar beet in Carlow. And then here was just a collection of old machines, the single row by hand, and then the modern machines. Now, sugar beet is still harvested in Ireland, but it's very rare these days. You still would find it here and there, but it's not as big, and most of it is sent off to England or to France and Germany, where there's a bigger market for it. And then here were all the like hand tools, so that was interesting enough to see. Now, sorry about the like Halloween decorations being on some of the things. This bit I was going to film a bit more of it, but there were just Halloween decorations everywhere, so there was kind of no point, because they were covering everything and you couldn't really see it. Now here were just the last little bits that I just took around the gardens. There were little areas to go walking in around the gardens. There was a big lake there as well, and just around the castle. And then here was another one, the peacocks again. So that was interesting to see, because it's kind of strange, because peacocks aren't native to Ireland and you wouldn't expect to find them outside of a zoo. So bit of an odd sight, but they were everywhere. And here was just the final bit down at they had another little kind of small castle piece there down at the lake, and then here was up kind of at the front of the castle, or one of the sides, little fountain and all. And that's pretty much it. There's another clip of the peacocks here. I won't waste any more time talking, really, so this video has been overdue for a very long time, so this is the last episode of the Wexford trip, so sorry for leaving it so long, and sorry for no Model Farm video today, but yeah, that's it. This is the end of the trips now for 2025, and then this was just a little bit at the end you guys might find a bit interesting. Here was just a small little collection of models. Now, they were more cars and buses and stuff. They were dinky, I think. And they were different scale and everything, so I was kind of rushing towards the end of this because we had to go, but I got a few little clips of the stuff there. These are all very old as well. And then this is the final bit. This was a short as well. This was just a huge Landini and a slurry cat when we were driving home. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.